Welcome to ComSpark. Today we're in Dayton, Ohio. My name is Joe Hice. I am on the Executive Host Committee for ComSpark, and I'll be your guest host today. Today we are here with Matt Coatney. Matt?
Yeah, good to meet you.
Good to meet you as well, from HBR Consulting. Matt, can you talk a little bit about your leadership vision for IT and how that aligns with your business?
Sure. So anymore these days, an IT organization has to be what we call bimodal. It has to be both able to innovate, drive R&D, and really make change for the business, but it also has to do that in a stable platform and be able to scale with the business. And that's a real challenge. Organizations tend to be good at one or the other of those, but doing both and being able to do them simultaneously is fairly tricky. But it's essential. Mark Zuckerberg, early in his Facebook days, used to say, move fast and break things. Well, that doesn't always work. As he evolved and he grew as a leader, he changed that to move fast on stable infrastructure. And so that's the challenge for today's IT leader. And it is doable, it's possible, but you need to manage both of those disciplines almost as separate functions and allow some cross collaboration between them, but they have different priorities and different areas of focus. But they must be on par to survive. You can't starve one for the other. So lots of good work out there for organizations to understand how to do that, and you have to embrace it and lean into that.
So with your teams, as you translate that to them, how do you get that across to them? Because they all bring something different to the table.
Sure. One of the key things that I've found is you have to go on the approach that everybody is an equal and that they all bring value to the organization. So often in IT, you'll see that someone will start as an analyst or in the operations role, and then they move into engineer and then architect. And you see that they attribute different merit and different sort of classes to those different roles, but they just are different in their areas of focus. They all add value in different ways. So imparting that sense is a good start, and then making sure that people have clear roles and responsibilities and that there's an interplay. And one of the things I've seen work really well too is having people float between organizations and back and give some of that fluidity so they don't become stovepipe silos.
How are you building the IT architecture to adapt to the business?
Sure, and same thing. That's one of the challenges today is you can build an architecture and 2 years later, if that long, it's already obsolete. So it does need to start with that core foundation. That can be your ServiceNow kind of platform, something that you're managing that process on. But everything around that is going to continually evolve. And so you need to have a governance process, a strategy, and a roadmap that helps map out your evolution of your IT architecture over time. And it's almost, there's an old analogy about a boat, or a question about a boat. If you replace every piece of wood on a boat, is it the same boat? It's the same question that you ask in technology, but that constant replenishing, that replacement is key. And that agility is needed to answer the business, because if it takes you a year, 2 years, 3 years to get a capability out or to pivot and switch into a new area, those are cycles lost. And increasingly we're seeing organizations, if they can't get that from their internal IT, they're going outside. And so you need to, as a group, as a team, figure out how to be nimble, how to be able to react to that much more quickly. So streamlining, efficiency, those are all key elements needed for an effective organization.
Yeah, so when you make these decisions on internalizing or going to an external source for technology needs, how do you go about making those decisions?
Yeah, I like to say there's no one answer. There's no cheat sheet, but there is a methodology and approach. A lot of it comes down to, is the need strategic to your business? Is it something that's going to differentiate you, make you better than your competition, or is it table stakes, or things that everybody's doing? Often things that everybody's doing, it can be more cost effective to externalize that and let your team focus on the things that really are differentiating, cutting edge. Sometimes you can go that too far on the extreme though, and if it's really blazing, if you're looking at prototyping artificial intelligence, for instance, it's probably a skills gap that's too far for your current team. It's a great opportunity to, again, bring someone out externally to help you build that out initially and start to transition that knowledge internally.
Matt, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Joe. It's been a pleasure.
For more information, please visit comspark.tech.